Hey there, and welcome to the Do Life Big podcast. This podcast is going to be your jam if you want to live to your full potential and don't believe in half-assing anything in your life. If we want to do life big, that means we've got to get out of our own way because we only have this one shot to make it awesome. I'm your host, Kathy, and I'm a mom of three whose BFF is cold brew, a retired school teacher turned online entrepreneur, and an author. I'm loud, bold, and will always keep it real. I'm determined to live my best freaking life possible, and I'm here to help you do the same. I'll be packing this podcast with tips, motivation, inspiration, and strategies to finally get you where you want to go. And we will have a ton of laughter along the way because, let's be honest, we can't ever take ourselves too seriously, right? I'm so excited you are here with me today. Now let's get this party started. Hey, my friend, and welcome back to Do Life Big. I am so pumped to have you here today. I have a really good episode for you. So I'm so glad that you chose to be here listening today because this is going to really hit home for so many of you. We're going to be talking about waiting for the perfect time, right? How many of you can relate to that? You can relate to that, right? Where there's something that you want to do and you just keep giving the excuse of why you should wait, why you should put it on the back burner, why now is not the right time. Waiting for this perfect time to start the business, to tell that person how you feel, to relocate to a new place, to write the book, to change your life, or whatever it is. We're waiting, waiting, waiting. The perfect time doesn't exist. The timing only becomes the right time when you decide that it is the right time. When you get the courage to say, F it, I'm going for it. You can't have it all figured out. That's just not how it works. You have to be okay with figuring it out and learning as you go. But the problem is, most times we spend years or even our entire freaking life waiting for the most opportune time to do that thing that's been on our heart. You know what I'm talking about. I bet you have something that comes to your mind right now. And then we spend so much time just waiting and it never comes. Then that leads us to just feel totally discouraged and disappointed, right? And we don't want to feel like that. There's never going to be the right time to do anything that disrupts your current life. There's never going to be the perfect time to change jobs, to start the business, to fall in love, to become a parent, or to move to the new place. So don't wait for the perfect time because time will never wait for you. When you meet the right person, it becomes the right time to be in a relationship. When you start the right business, it becomes the right time to work for yourself. When you're ready to be a parent, or as ready as you possibly could be, let's be honest, it becomes the right time to have a baby. When you're finally ready to fall in love, it becomes the right time to commit to someone. When you're ready to change locations, then it becomes the right time to move. So that's it, really. You're waiting for your own readiness. Nothing else but that. It's not something you need to rush through, but if something isn't happening right now, there's a reason. And the reason is you aren't ready for it yet. And that's totally okay. There's a big difference between people who keep putting that thing on the back burner and keep giving themselves excuses as to why now is not the right time versus the person who is like, okay, I'm definitely going to do this. I'm taking the baby step actions to get myself closer to it. But right now, I'm going through something really intense and something that's really stressful. And I just need to get through this and then I can do that. There's a big difference between those two kinds of people. Because if you're that person in the second situation, then what you're learning right now is exactly what you need to experience to then become the person that you need to become to go on to make those things happen that you really want to make happen. And that's because every single one of those situations I listed off earlier about when you meet the right person, it becomes the right time to be in a relationship. When you start the right business, it becomes the right time to work for yourself. Every single one of those things that I listed, and those are just a few, comes with so much change and so much discomfort and so much unknownness that there's no way to really be ready unless you just begin. It's kind of like when I was a kid. And I'm sure maybe you've been on a high dive before, but when I was a kid and I would go with my friends to this pool club, they had this high dive. And I'd walk up the ladder and I'd go all the way to the edge of the high dive. And I would literally just stand there and look at how high up I was and freak myself out and be like, oh my gosh, I am so high up. What if I do a belly flop? Is this going to hurt? Is my stomach going to go into my mouth like it does when I'm on a roller coaster? I mean, and I would just spend so much time just waiting, 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 waiting for the anticipation. And when you wait, and the more that you wait, the more nerve wracking it is, and the harder it is to actually just freaking jump until finally I'd hit the point where I'd be like, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And I would just jump. It's just as simple as that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm going. We're doing this. You can't and will never be able to control when someone else is ready to fall in love, or when you imagine that there will be all these clients there to support your business, or when you think it's an opportune moment to anything life changing and deeply disruptive to whatever comfort you're constructed for yourself. Because the brain is conditioned and wired to avoid discomfort, to avoid pain, to avoid change. It wants you to stay comfortable. It wants you in the routine that you've been doing day in and day out for however long that you've been doing it, whether you're miserable or not. So, all you are really waiting for is your own readiness. That's really it. And a lot of times when we are in this waiting phase, we develop so much more knowledge and personal growth, and we develop exactly what we need in order to act on that next big step. And that's even before sometimes what we know it is that we even want to go for. And deep down in your unconscious, guys, you know what you're meant for. You know where you're headed. You know who you'll eventually become. But on the same level, you also know that the big life that you want requires a strong foundation beneath it. It will require you to rise up and become someone you have not yet had the courage or experience to be. It requires courage, dedication, heart, and trust. Are you ready for that? For sure you are. Come on, I know you are. It's going to require time, it's going to require patience. When I think of all the different things that I have done that I knew nothing about, all the different pivots and shifts that I've made in my life, from being a teacher to deciding to resign and be a stay at home mom, to then starting an online health and fitness business while also being a mom, to then relocating from Massachusetts down to Florida, to then getting investment properties, to writing a children's book, to doing this podcast. I knew nothing about any of those things, but knew deep down that this was the direction I wanted to go. And you just have to take the leap and know that you're going to figure it out as you go. Because the last thing that you want to do is keep waiting, 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 and then have your whole life go by. And then you look back and you have nothing but regret. And nothing is heavier than the pain of regret. You don't want to look back and be like, oh man, I really wish that I had moved to the mountains because I really love it there. I can't believe I waited all these years and now it's too late. You have to act now, and you have to trust the process, and you have to know that, hey, if I make this move, things are going to work out. It might not be an easy decision. You might have to have some tough conversations with people, but you also have to have the confidence in yourself that it's going to be okay. For example, when I moved from Massachusetts down to Florida, I left everybody and everything that I ever knew, that I had known for 30 years. We moved down to Florida. I knew no one here. I had nobody, knew nothing. We just moved because I wanted to be in a warm climate because I love the sunshine. I love palm trees. I love the beach. And I just had it in my mind that, hey, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm not going to wait until I retire down the road and hope that I'm healthy and well and I can move down there then and enjoy my life. I'm going to do it right now. And if I get down there and it doesn't work out and I decide I hate it and I don't like it, then guess what? Then I'll move back. But guess what? I moved down here and we freaking love it. And it's been almost 5.5 years now. And the kids have amazing friends and we have amazing friends. And every single day is beautiful out and you're happy. And it just, I mean, it's not happy 24/7, obviously. Let's be honest. I mean, things happen in people's lives, but makes it a heck of a lot easier when you look out the window and you see palm trees blowing and a blue sky and the ocean is right there. You will figure it out as you go. But you've got to just start. You've got to just take that leap. The point is, stop waiting for the perfect time because it literally does not exist. It doesn't exist. You're just really waiting for yourself to be ready. And honestly, there is no better time than now. And most people who I talk to, whenever they have these ideas or these things that they want to do in their life or these changes that they want to make that are really out of their comfort zone, whether it's, a relationship or a business or a job change or they want to move or whatever it is, they're worried and scared to make the move and to try it and to do it. And then they do it. And next thing you know, they're like, I am so glad that I did that. That was one of the best decisions that I could have ever made in my life. And then things turn out to be even better than what you could have even imagined. But you've got to just do it because time is precious and it's not going to sit around and wait for you. You have this one life that you have been given, and you deserve to be happy and to be loved and to feel fulfilled and to have excitement for your life and to have joy and to feel purpose. And these dreams that you have, they are meant for you to act on. These ideas that you have, they are given to you so that you can act on them. And you've got to do it. You've got to do it. And you'll be so damn proud of yourself. You're just going to muster up that courage and make the move and you're going to feel like $1,000,000. So think about that thing, that one change that you want to make, that one thing that you want to do, and just stop telling yourself that you're going to wait. Stop saying that it's not the right time and make the promise to yourself that you're going to start to do something to move you closer in that direction of where you want to go. All right? You totally got this. I love you. You know I do. I'm so happy that you were here today, and I hope that you have an awesome day. Keep crushing it. See you the next time. Thanks so much for listening in. I really appreciate you choosing to spend your time here with me today. You totally rock. Hey, listen, if you loved today's episode, go ahead and tag me on social and go share this with a friend right now. Like, do it immediately before the day gets ahead of you and you totally forget. Couldn't be more pumped to be on this journey with you guys. Go make today awesome, and I will see you the next time.